Okay, guys, before I get to the actual video, just to clarify out there, Stone Manga and Shark Productions are both the same people. No twins. That's all I have to say, because I know I get some messages on here, and then I'll messages on Stone Manga about, you know, is there two people, or what? Because one does animating, one does filmmaking. Okay, be honest with you guys, it's, the same person. I just made two accounts, because, I mean, you know, I didn't want to mismatch these two on one account, and it would kind of fill up my thing, so I was like, let me make one for my anime and one for filmmaking. That said and done, let's get to the actual side. Okay, so it's been about a couple weeks since I've actually done a video. I mean, you know, and it's funny how I say it's been a while, because I've been saying that recently on almost most of my videos, I believe. I mean, the last, actually, hasn't been that long, has it? I mean, the last video I did was, like, on my review of Red vs. Blue episode 5. I think I missed episode 6 because I've been getting distracted with stuff, but, you know what? I finally found my time to do videos again. Hopefully this will be the time where I started coming back on YouTube, and I stopped getting annoyed by my, you know, my box. Technically I am still doing YouTube, but I've kind of just been working on my Stone Manga account, since I really haven't been doing much on this, since I've kind of looked recently, so... Okay, enough of my rambling about Stone Manga and this account, but, okay, let's continue. As you can tell by the title, we're going to be we're going to have a discussion. Most likely this is going to last 3 parts. You know, 3 individual films of the Spider-Man trilogy. Yes, guys, Spider-Man, the Sam Raimi trilogy. Now, a lot of people are going to be like, wait, hold on. Didn't you see The Amazing Spider-Man? Aren't you going to review that? Yes, I'm going to review that, but I'm going to... And I did see it. And this discussion is going to lead up to that review. Just saying. Now, Spider-Man 1. As a film, it was pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. It was pretty decent. I mean, you know, about a decade ago when I did see it, I thought it was really, really good. But looking back on it now, I'm just like, you know what, as a film, it's good. But as an adaptation, I'm just like, they completely destroyed some stuff. Actually, most of the stuff, actually. Peter Parker, they had him in high school for maybe just the beginning, and that was it. You just kind of see him, just little portions of him. He graduates, and that's the last you see of him in this whole series in high school. When, ironically, it's supposed to be him in high school. Or, I mean, you know, it could be, I mean, I do kind of fall off the Ultimate base too, so, yeah, I haven't read The Amazing in a while, so I might have forgotten a few things, but mostly what people talk about is Peter Parker in high school, and they didn't show that. Well, only in this film, though, which, I mean, you know, wasn't a bad thing. At least he was acknowledged in a way to be in high school. A little bit. Just a graduation scene and just lunch. I guess that's... And him being about to be beat up by Flash. That's one other thing. Okay, but aside from that, the other thing... I mean, you know what? They say Peter Parker's supposed to be a pretty smart kid, and he's supposed to be acknowledged by Norman Osborn, but we don't really see it that much. I mean, Peter Parker's supposed to make his own web shooters, which a lot of people debate on that, because, I mean, you know, it's organic web shooters, not... instead of artificial. Now, okay, the organic web shooters is actually... Hold on a minute. Ugh. Eyebrows have been messing with me lately, but I'm getting off track. Now, organic web shooters were not that bad, actually. I mean, it was something new, and I thought it was a little different. I was like, you know, this is kind of interesting to see. And then the other thing I have to say is that, like, you know, the pacing kind of seems rushed. Like, they kind of like, they kind of rushed through Peter Parker's origin story. Yet, adaptation-wise, it wasn't that good. But film-wise, I have to say it's workable. That's all I have to say. And as for the Green Goblin, okay. Back then, I thought Green Goblin was okay, but now looking back on it, I'm just like, okay. Green Goblin looked like somebody from a Saturday morning cartoon. I'm just saying. You know that guy with the mustache, he's like, and he's like, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, the guy looks like a villain from Power Rangers. That's the best way to put it. Now, I know some people are, like, really obsessed Raimi fans, and they're gonna be like, Raimi hater. No, God, I respect the Raimi films. On some extent. I mean, aside from the third one, which I'll get to later on the parts, but you know what, as far as that goes, I mean, Green Goblin looked like a Saturday morning cartoon in a way, because, I mean, Power Ranger outfit, I mean, in a way, because, I mean, his outfit, okay, you guys who've read the comics, I'm pretty sure you guys know how Green Goblin's supposed to be. It's supposed to kind of be like Spider-Man, like, you know, he wears a costume, and he has, here's the one thing that kind of also made me pissed off about Green Goblin. He didn't have the hat. It's almost similar to like a Santa Claus hat, except it's purple, and it's like hanging out like a bit right here. And I was like, okay, this guy's a lunatic, but he's not that bad. I mean, he's pretty good. And psychotic. I know that didn't sound quite right, but you guys know what I mean. But I mean, you know, film-wise, like I mentioned before, like I've said before, like I've mentioned throughout this entire video, it's not bad. It's decent. As an adaptation, it's not that good. But story material-wise, I mean, it is good. But here's the thing they kind of messed up on. You introduce the Green Goblin, but you don't put Gwen Stacy in. That's a huge plot. Because you add in Gwen Stacy, you have the whole death of Gwen Stacy come in. I mean, now I know I know Mary Jane kind of is sent on the bridge by Green Goblin, and it's supposed to be a reference to that, but I don't know. I mean, you know what, like I mentioned before, that was just, you know, on story what they kind of messed up on in a way. But now I'm going to get to the characters. Peter I already mentioned. Uncle Ben and Aunt May, they're workable. I'm not going to lie, they're workable. J.J.Jameson is probably the only character in this entire series they probably got down right. That's all I had to say. Because every time you'd see him on screen, you knew there was something coming up, and you knew you were going to laugh at him. Because, come on, it's J.J.Jameson. And he's played by J.K. Simmons. The guy who voices Tenzin and Korra. And he also voices J.J.Jameson in the new cartoon Ultimate Spider-Man, which, I mean, it isn't that great, but I guess it's watchable in a way, I don't know. But Ultimate Spider-Man, the TV show, is on a whole different subject. I'll get into that later. But, you know, J.J.Jameson's probably the only one character they did right. Harry, I mean, you know what? I'm fine with him in this film because they didn't really put him in that much. But I didn't mind Harry because, I mean, you know what? You had the whole friendship thing, and then at the end of the movie you had, you know, him finding out, not him finding out, but, you know, Peter putting Norman's body by the bed, and Harry's like, what have you done? And he has that hate for Spider-Man, which gets into 2, but, you know what, the ending of the movie was also good, too, because, I mean, you know, Peter Parker and MJ, I mean, you know, he doesn't want to be with her because he doesn't want her to get involved. I mean, they don't know, but he doesn't want to risk having to be with her and also be Spider-Man at the same time, so I thought that was cool. And the film ends on a good note, because, I mean, you know, he's like, with great power comes great responsibility, and I thought that was a good ending, as much as, you know what, how much they destroyed the movie as an adaptation. As a film, it did pretty good, and, you know what, I guess now we're gonna have to get into Spider-Man 2. So, yeah, guys, I'll just see you guys on the Spider-Man 2 discussion. So, wait for part 2.